Hey everyone, this is probably my second most requested video, the homeschool room tour. My very first most requested video is the lesson planning and the unit study, and I haven't forgot about that one. I was waiting until after the holidays to put that one up because I am still in the process of planning out our September unit. So let's go ahead and jump right into this. So this is where we keep all our library books. The white bin is library books. The basket is where we keep loose books that he's flipping through. Sometimes I have to go through there because sometimes he will put his finished library books in that basket. So that's always something that we have to double check before we run out to the library and return things. On this shelf right here, you will see this is where we keep some of our homeschooling items that I pull from throughout the year or throughout the week, and some things that I use to do our unit studies are on here as well. I do have a lot of different types of homeschooling materials because occasionally I do tutor other children as well as have children come to my home that I homeschool, and so I have to make sure that I keep things that appeal to their interest level and where they are. So that's why it's such a big variety. And I've done a lot of downsizing as well since we moved into the new house. So here is our math shelf, and everything on this math shelf is for grades kindergarten through second grade. And I pulled things off of here this past May, and I gave a lot of stuff away to homeschooling moms who were in need of items. So I'll try to get back and make sure that we're not hoarding items anymore. That was something that I did fall victim to that I am trying to get away from. So here are our posters. All the posters on the wall, they're on the walls using the 3M command strips. I highly recommend that you check those things out because they will preserve your wall and won't leave like yucky stains or take the paint off the walls. This middle shelf here is our reading and language art shelf. Again, everything on this shelf is appealing to kindergarten through, I want to say third grade maybe. A lot of stuff on here is just a lot of hands-on materials, games, different types of readers, and some of our Spanish things are on this shelf as well. But we do still have our Montessori movable alphabet that we do use when we're trying to drill in on some spelling or just different types of concepts. We pulled it out this past year working on long vowels. New for our homeschooling room is a history / geography / social studies shelf, and we've got Black Panther as our mascot in this room. He's gotten away for us, and so I also pull from this shelf for unit studies as well, and if we're just working on something that is related to those different areas of study, all that stuff is stored right here. On the very top shelf, some of you who do follow me on Instagram, you know that we did do a segment where we did hip-hop homeschooling. We did that segment from January into May of this year. He absolutely loved it. My husband's a music producer, and that was something that him and my son could do on the weekends, and he learned a lot, and I learned a lot. I think my husband, he's very well versed in hip-hop. For me, it was definitely a learning lesson. And then we've just got some extra storage items down at the bottom. That bottom Latchmate case, yes, I did get into the Latchmate case craze. That stores our Sassafras unit stuff. So all our Sassafras items are in there. And if you're not familiar with Sassafras science, please check out my Instagram post that I did on it. I think back here in February, you can see that we did do the Sassafras Zoology unit. And we're gonna be using Sassafras again this year. So over here in that bin that's on the floor right there, that's all his Play-Doh items. We put it in that big bin so it's easy to carry around the house. He can bring it to the table. All he needs to do is grab a craft tray and go. So the big 3 bin right here, this has all our fine motor items as well as our extra trays. Our oversized science supplies is in there as well. Next bin over that has the arts and craft items. There's a sticker coming off. Need to restick that. There's all his arts and crafts materials there. There's construction paper. There's arts and craft books, watercolors. Some of our watercolors are in there. Watercolors actually has its own area because we have so much of that type of supplies because we really got into watercolor painting this past spring, and we're going to be using that a lot with our new curriculum that we're going to start. It's called Deep Space Sparklers, and that's going to be a whole lot of fun. Over here in that top bin is all our Osmo items, and at the bottom is where we keep his tablets as well as any card games that we may play. The next storage area over here is our science bin. We have this is where all the science related, like our binder or things that are put together that belong to a unit study, they're all in there. We also have a big collection of Safari Safari LTD tubes. If anyone knows how to store these LTD tubes without me having to take them out of their containers, please let me know in the comment section, because I really need to get those out of that drawer because we are outgrowing that drawer. And at the bottom, there's more science gear. We're big STEM in this house, and so we do have a lot of science related materials in our classroom. And at the top, you will see these are the books that I grabbed for his whiteboard at night, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that a little bit later, but I did just recently do a blog post on that, so be sure to check that out, and I will link that in the description box as well. Over here, these are very popular. I get asked about these a lot, and I actually saw these for the very first time on Faith and Love Academy, and she had the white ones, and I thought they were actually fabulous because they're oversized. They can hold all our oversized books, and they can actually hold binders in them, so that is a great cart. So if anyone's looking for a workbox system, this is great. You can find these on Amazon, on Walmart's website, as well as Michael's, so you can check those 3 places out and see if you can catch a really good sale on them. This workbox system is actually his personal workbox, so this is all his stuff that we run throughout the week. And if you watch my Instagram, occasionally you will see me post pictures where I've opened these up and spread them all along the floor right there and start filling them up. This right here was actually our very first workbox system until we graduated to this. This is really holding a lot of the things that I use for tutoring, as well as for additional students that may come, as well as other resources that I might need to pull from. One side is actually for myself because that's where all the flashcards are. They're the what else is over there? Reading materials over there, unit study, extra things are on here as well. At the top is where we keep all our Spanish items and other little supplies that we use. There's our Africa poster right there, and his Leap Epic is on there charging. We have a calendar in this room, our months of the year as well. And let's go down here. Here's where I usually put a lot of I guess you want to say theme items, and I switch this out I want to say maybe every 2 to 3 months. And when I do that, is that it's more like an invitation for him to learn something new. So right now, what's on there now is just we're still swapping out of summer things, and so we've been listening to Gone Crazy in Alabama on Audible, and he likes to have the book open as well. And down here, this was actually his original Montessorian work shelf. It is now turned into a bookcase, and it also houses our knowledge box, aka the morning basket, as well as our safety unit lesson plan that we're doing currently right now, and that is from The Good and the Beautiful. And let's see over here, this is our science shelf, and so this is where all his science items are. This is going to get an upgrade this weekend because it's time to kind of make this look a little bit neater. So over here we have more posters. Over here, these are all quick reference posters for him for different things that I know he sometimes forgets and struggles on. We still get that B and D mixed up occasionally. So I have a nice little poster up there, and he does look up here at least once or twice a week, and just to double check that he's doing it right. So this morning we worked on, this is our morning board, or this is the whiteboard at night that I did do a recent blog post on. So if you want to read more about this particular board and what it does, please check the link in my description box. I got this idea from a mom. Her YouTube channel is Homeschooling in the D, so you can check her out. I will link that in the description box as well. And we are using All About Spelling this year. So there's our board. There's our mama cart. This is the cart that you can get at either IKEA or you can get from Michael's. I got mine from Michael's. It's a little bit smaller, I think, than the one at IKEA. So I don't know. This may be a keeper. I might end up going to get the bigger one. But that's just used so we can kind of grab things so we don't have to keep hopping up. And there's our table that we use. And the great thing about this is that this is actually part of our loft as you come up the stairs. And there's my little guy going for a snack probably.
No,
and
I'm going to get some juice.
Oh, you're going to get juice? Okay, sounds good. And so there's the keyboard that he works on, and there's a lovely bathroom and the laundry right there. So any big mess, we can run right into there. So this is basically the room at a glance. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a hit me up on Instagram or leave me a comment in the comment section, and I will be more than happy to respond to your comments. Anything that you've seen in this room that you have any questions about, please just again hit me up on both places and hit subscribe so you'll know when that next video is coming up. Thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later. Bye.